This video is going to show you how to install the 12 round adapter onto the 12 round magazine so that it will fit in the X Macro 6-hour P365 X Macro. Now, the Inception 12 round magazine adapter comes with the ability to set it up two different ways. One of them uses the standard spring plate, which is in the bottom of the magazine, to lock it into place. The other one uses a locking plate inside there to lock it completely rigidly so it can't move back and forwards, and that also allows you to use a longer screw to limit a 12 round magazine to be 10 round capacity for states where you need to be 10 round magazine capacity to be compliant. This magazine is a 12 round magazine length, but it actually already has the dimples to limit it to 10 round magazine. We're going to show you how to do the install on this. It's exactly the same if you're using a standard 12 round magazine from the P365 range. So we're going to start off and we're going to take off the standard base plate. You're just going to push the pin in, slide the base plate off. Make sure you are using eye protection whenever you work on magazines. The spring can be quite strong and it can fly out. You're going to want to keep your thumb over it and then slowly release the spring tension so that you can remove the magazine. Sorry, you can remove the spring and the base plate from the magazine. Okay, we're going to open up our Inception Defense 12 round adapter. And in there we get red Vibra-type thread locker for permanently locking if you want to reduce the capacity to 10 rounds. You get your adapter in whichever color you ordered. Your adapter comes with the dimples, so you can identify your magazine by putting a mark with a Sharpie. So you can say which magazine. There's 10 dimples, but you can do 10, then you can do 2s, you can do all sorts of different patterns. So if ever you have a magazine issue or you drop it in the dirt, you can identify which magazine you need to clean or to work on. You're also going to get a bag with a locking plate and 3 screws. The short screws, there'll be 3 screws. The short screw is used to just lock the 12 round capacity into place, and then you're going to get 2 longer screws, one of which is an Allen key head and the other is a one-way head. And focus on that, so you can only screw that in, you can't then remove it. So if you want to permanently lock the magazine being 10 round capacity, you use the one-way head with a flat bladed screwdriver. If you want to be able to take it apart, you use the Allen key one. So we'll show you the different ways of putting the magazine together. So to start off with, we're simply going to take our magazine, make sure the original base plate is on the spring, push it in so it's below the lip, take our 12 round adapter, slide it over. Now, one thing to note is that the 12 round adapter actually has openings machined into it, so you can run it in the more lightweight configuration like this, or you can actually install tungsten weights and tungsten putty into those cavities to make it heavier. The amount of tungsten that you put in there will actually bring the weight of the magazine back up to make up for the missing rounds that have been taken out by the reduction in capacity. Okay, so we're going to put it on, slide it over. Now, when we first slide it over, if we let it pop up, that pin is going to pop up into the magazine and it's going to stop it going all the way. We're just going to take a 1/8 Allen key, push through the hole, push the plate down, and then slide it all the way over. You heard it snap into place. There we go. We're good to go. So that's a 10 round adapter. This is the 12 round adapter. There we go. Installed flush is lower profile than the standard magazine that comes with the X Macro, and that's now a 12 round magazine, or a 10 round magazine with the dimples based off of a 12 round magazine body, fitting, working perfectly in your X Macro grip module. So there is some variance in how these bodies are stamped out for the magazines. Sometimes there's a little bit of back and forth play. Typically with a 12 round magazine, it won't be an issue. It doesn't cause any binding, but just in case it does, we actually provide the locking plate, and I'll show you how you install that. You can push the pin in, slide the adapter over. Again, the pin got stuck in the cavity for the tungsten weight. If you have those holes filled with the tungsten weight, it won't happen. We'll take that off, slowly release the spring tension. We're going to take the locking plate, comes with it, textured side to the bottom, put that so the spring fits around it. Put it into the magazine, slide it down. Now we're going to take the adapter, slide it across. Okay, so now it's flush. Now if we use the shorter screw that comes with the adapter, and thread that in and tighten it down. Now that cannot move back and forth. That is solid. So there's no chance of it moving back and forth. These are made, machined in New Jersey from aluminium. You can do tactical reloads, you can drop them on the concrete. This is actually one of my carry magazines. You can see it's been beaten up. I've dropped it on the concrete a bunch of times. I've used it for IDPA. It will not break. I dropped it with a full magazine on purpose. No problems whatsoever. It's machined from billet aluminium. Not going to break. It's not printed. It's not plastic. It's way stronger than the stock base plates. So you don't need to worry about it now. Run it however you want to run it. As a lifetime warranty. You may be able to beat it up and mar it a little bit, but it'll still remain functional. It's good to go. If you want to reduce the capacity, so if this isn't one of the dimpled magazines like this one actually is, and you want to reduce the capacity, you can actually take that screw out. Recommend using red thread locker, so it's permanent. Now a slightly less permanent solution is use the Allen key headed screw and just screw it all the way in there. And that screw is going to go through the locking plate and then come up, and it's going to stop the follower at a certain point in the magazine, and that's going to reduce this down to being a 10-round capacity. If you are in a state where they are very strict about it and you want to make sure you're 100% in compliance, put the red thread locker on your screw and then use this one-way screw. Now this one-way screw is simply designed so that you can tighten it up with a flat blade screwdriver, but when you try to undo it, the screwdriver is forced out of the head of the screw. So once you screw that one into place and tighten it down into that pocket, that is then permanently in place, permanently locked. It is a 10-round magazine. You're not getting it apart without destroying it. And that's a permanent solution. A solution that isn't quite so permanent is red thread locker, Allen key screw. To take that apart, you'll need to heat it up to break the thread locker, and you will need a tool. For many states that's enough, but make sure you check with your state to make sure you are in compliant. That is on you. I'm just going to lock it into place on this one with the screw. There we go, 12-round magazine, adapted. Fits the X macro, still has a nice lip on the side so you can get it out if you need to strip the magazine. There you go.